mynews.studio.
3 African heritage sites, once considered at risk, now stand as evidence that conservation can succeed. But what actually tipped the balance in their favor?
Today is July 17th, 2025. Let's get started. 3 UNESCO World Heritage Sites in Africa: Virunga National Park, Bwindi Impenetrable National Park, and the Great Zimbabwe National Monument have just been highlighted as conservation success stories. But the threats they faced were very different. Should we start by talking about Virunga?
Yes, let's start there. Virunga is in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. It's actually Africa's oldest national park, celebrating its 100th anniversary this year. But its history is marked by constant threats: armed conflict, poaching, habitat loss. Even now, some areas remain off-limits due to ongoing rebel activity. Still, more than 770 rangers have continued anti-poaching patrols and wildlife monitoring, often at great personal risk.
There was a major step forward recently: the reintroduction of 4 eastern lowland gorillas to Mount Chiabarimu. That's pretty significant. Just to clarify, these gorillas had disappeared from that area, right?
Yes, local extinction was a real threat there. The rewilding effort didn't just bring the gorillas back, it set an example for other projects. Groups like Rewild and Gorilla Doctors supported the work, and international funding played a big role. But I think it's also important to look at the community involvement.
Right, the community side. Virunga invested in things like community-run hydropower and cacao farming. These projects gave people new ways to earn a living, so they didn't have to rely on the park's resources. But the area is still affected by violence. How did local people stay involved?
They stayed engaged because the benefits were tangible. Even with ongoing risks, communities worked alongside park authorities, helping with patrols and restoration. Access to electricity from hydropower and income from cacao made conservation more than just a duty. It became an opportunity.
Let's move over to Bwindi Impenetrable National Park in Uganda. Here, habitat loss and pressure from surrounding communities were the main issues. What made the difference there?
The World Heritage Volunteers 2025 campaign was key. Youth from across Africa got involved doing hands-on restoration and digital outreach. They planted trees, organized environmental education, and promoted green jobs. So it was about biodiversity, but also about empowering young people to become leaders in conservation.
So conservation here was linked to new economic opportunities and education. And community-led ecotourism was important too?
Yes, exactly. Community-based ecotourism created jobs and gave locals a real stake in protecting wildlife. But there was always a balancing act: welcoming tourists and bringing in income without putting the park's ecosystem at risk.
That's a challenge everywhere. Now, the Great Zimbabwe National Monument is different. It's a cultural site, not mainly a wildlife area. What were the main hurdles there?
The big issues were heritage management and limited global representation. Great Zimbabwe actually hosted the International Forum of the WAPS Initiative, bringing together heritage professionals from 27 countries for advanced training. The aim was to strengthen site management and make sure African expertise leads in conservation efforts.
So it was about building skills and giving local professionals more say in decisions. The forum also looked at how heritage can support cultural identity and help local economies. Do we know how all this was funded?
Funding came from the African World Heritage Fund and international grants. These supported training and collaborative management projects. It's a model worth noting, bringing together skills development, funding, and local engagement all at once.
Thinking more broadly, what are the main takeaways here? Is it just about funding, or is there something deeper?
Community engagement is crucial. Funding and technical support help, but without local buy-in, projects don't last. Linking conservation with economic development through ecotourism or green jobs makes it sustainable. And regular training keeps expertise rooted in the community. Would you add anything?
I'd add that international partnerships made a real difference. Organizations like Rewild, UNESCO and ICCROM brought in technical support and raised global awareness, but local participation was the driving force. That's what made these efforts hold up over time.
These cases show that with the right mix of funding, expertise, and community action, conservation can succeed, even in places facing conflict or financial pressure.
And it's not limited to these 3 sites. Their experiences offer a kind of blueprint. Prioritize local participation, connect conservation to livelihoods, and strengthen skills. Do you think these lessons could help other regions facing similar risks?
Definitely. The approach is clear. Involve communities, secure international support, invest in training, and stay flexible in the face of change. That's how you protect heritage, both natural and cultural, for the long term.
Let's finish up. Today, we looked at how Virunga, Bwindi, and Great Zimbabwe turned challenges into conservation successes through local involvement, international partnership, and targeted funding. Their stories are proof that when done well, conservation works, even when the odds seem daunting.
Thanks for listening. Conservation is complex, but these stories show it's possible when the right strategies come together. We appreciate your time. This episode was powered by mynews.studio. Try it now for free.